And hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Adventures in Excordia. I'm your DM, Connor. I'm playing with us tonight is Karen, played by Pyro. Actually,
Doing an
pause!
expansion. God damn you, whore!
I forgot there's somebody who's been snubbed and not gotten the royal treatment everybody else got because she was doing an unpaid show. Liv, would you like to do the intro for us? I'm not asking.
What? What's the intro?
Stage is yours, dear.
Oh,
Introduce
The
us.
intro is
Oh.
talking.
the intro is talking.
Introduce
It's-
everybody.
it-
Yeah.
Oh, okay. In our party of weirdos, aptly named the Weirdos, we have Karen, played by Pyro.
Hello.
Uh, we we have Andariel, played by Norman.
Present.
We have Silver, played by Tristan.
Happy Star Wars Day.
Happy Star Wars Day, indeed. We have Morgana, played by Shane.
I'm being killed by cats.
Oh, buddy. We have Zonkiri, played by Fergus.
Oh, hello, Orcus. Long time no see. Your apprentice? Never heard of him. Tell me his story. Killed by a politician in his sleep? How unwise.
How unwise. Orcus got me acted unwise.
Was that was that an every letter sentence? Was that your every letter sentence, Fergus?
What? No.
Okay, I didn't think that hard about it, but I was going to lose some vitality if you were continuing the bit, just continuing to speak
It
in.
would have been a wonderful. It would have been a wonderful bit. I'm Liv, as Connor said. I'm my temporary character while the timeline is altered. Is Rayanna, alternate Rayanna, and then our lovely DM is Connor.
Hola, thank you,
I
Liv.
was not prepared for this.
Don't worry, most of the others weren't when I threw to them. Yeah, either. So it's consistent.
Okay, cool.
One day I just decided.
Markiplier.
Yeah, Shane rolled with it. Pyro just took a refusal and just sat there in silence. I can't remember. Norvin, I think Norvin just went through it and called me insults throughout it.
Yeah.
Silver did a witty intro, and
A witty intro. I didn't even do an intro.
you haven't? I thought you. I
No,
had a
we
memory
did-
where you.
We had a 5-week hiatus.
My dreams.
It was my turn 4.
Well,
Zonkiri
Intro.
laughing in the background with modified memory.
That means you get to do it next time.
It's
I
a
know-
modified memory. It's good. I did it.
oh
just
yeah, I
saying
remember
that.
asking you a few times because one of you was gonna end up getting episode 69,
Uh,
and it did end up being Fergus, I believe.
Yeah, we chose Fergus, but around that time, we had that 5-week hiatus.
Well, buddy, next week, be ready.
People call out.
Maybe I'll skip a week. Maybe I'll just randomly sneak attack you. I'll do a couple of our intro and then bam. Gotta make sure you're paying attention. Speaking of which, last we left off, the party had made their way through this alternate timeline, gathered more parts that they needed for their ritual. They now have the design for their ritual on the coin or the amulet they got in the Feywild from not the Elder Whispers. That's the Fey I had in my one shot. Her name is Crowbeak. And you got the amulet from Crowbeak that you are going to amplify to let yourselves return to the point where you change time. You had come here to get the power source to fuel your ritual. And then the last part, as you all are extracting the power source from this device, and by you all I mean Zonkiri, the last part of your all's plan involved going to the vault in Mount Celestia, where the Dawn Archon is holding a trident of Vitar, and using that to complete a deal with Vitar, that is, to protect you while you all perform this ritual that would essentially unmake this reality. As you reasonably believe that if you start something like that, that everybody is going to want to come collect and stop you from erasing them. So, we pick up as you all are eating your food. Rana has just finished her purify food and drink. Karen has started striding across the room with a less than kind look on his face. Let me pull up the watch together.
Katira just straight up looks like every character in
Katira?
anime slurping on a bowl of Rana. She's
You
straight
said
up
Katira.
like yeah, close enough. Well, there is no Katira right now. Katira
Well,
is in a timeline that doesn't exist.
I mean, technically there is.
That's a Darren.
Here's a metal terrier.
That's a Darren. Rana is just she looks like every character in an anime when they're in the ramen shop.
Oh,
Just
Old soba.
noodles.
So, you all see Karen begin to murmur verbal components, and blackened blood flows into his hand.
So we're changing the narrative
no.
because before he had already done it.
Yes.
She tried to use
I think this is the
word of
pretty much-
recall, and
Yes.
then I counterspelled her.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So order of events
Are-
did that, and then.
We're backed up about 30 seconds in game time.
Okay.
Who played?
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Was my understanding that a certain God,
The camera.
my
The
audio.
camera pans in on a very pallid, noseless individual.
You know what? No, we're rolling with this. As Zonkiri is kind of fiddling with the orb, everyone feels a brief sense of unease as Zonkiri looks over at Silver, and you just hear him shout out, "Silver, shoot Karen!"
Yep. As a reaction,
As Karen points at Rihanna,
I put
grimacing.
in a hold person bullet and shoot. Bang.
Our way.
Remember when we had a plan?
Brianna is still just eating her noodles.
Okay. Well,
Wait. What? Did
So,
something
anyway,
happen?
You need to roll to hit.
Oh yeah.
I've been waiting.
I thought we were doing that automatic thing, but when we were
hang on,
talking about this, but sure,
hang on,
I'll roll.
As I put forward, I wasn't really clued
No.
into what the plan was. All I know is you were going to stop Karen. I had assumed you all were going to take care of it from here if I wasn't being filled in.
We were, but then you rewinded time.
As
Okay.
I said I was doing that.
No.
Did. Sure did.
Okay. Whatever. It automatically hits. I'm not playing the math game for a second. That hits me.
Let's
I'm not
just say
expecting
I had advantage. I
Yeah.
don't think you had 23.
I'm not expecting Silver to be the one to shoot me. To be honest,
Fair.
I always thought Indaro would blast me.
So, what's Rana's reaction as the bolt of necrotic energy nearly kills her as Silver shoots Karen at the last second?
So I'm gonna meet you halfway. The
surprise?
blight flies off, hits the wall.
It's a very
So-
bland surprise because
Mhm.
very similar to when you first met Katira, but surprise, especially at the fact that it seems like his allies are turning against him, which is weird. Still with the noodles though. It's a bit now. She just still with the noodles. She like finishes her bite, and
Karen
is
just
there
sitting there
something I need to be aware of?
glaring at her.
Paralyzed as you were held by a hold person.
Zunkari is going to just pinching. Well, no, he can't pinch the bridge of his nose.
No.
His
Come on, Voldemort.
nose bone.
He wait, it's not his nose. He pinches the bridge of somebody else's nose.
Nobody's nose.
Wait, no, she's a gift too.
She sure is.
You
No
just
nose,
keep
no
putting
nose.
your
I
finger
usually
in
do the thumb on the brow.
Okay,
You know the spot right between your eyes where all the muscles in your face meet?
yeah.
That's he just presses there.
No. He walks over to see all this happening. He reaches out and he pinches the bridge of Silver's nose
There we go. Better.
That's better.
What?
and just goes,
Why?
12 times. 12 times. The two of you have. Yes, the two of you have been killing each other. I am not resetting this for a 13th. We are dealing with this. Can you good? Good.
I am confused.
He's just white knuckling right now.
Appropriately so. Now, you're
Can I
going to have.
send the shield guardian over to pick Karen up and carry him away?
Easily done. Put the shield guardian where you're gonna have Karen, and I'll move his thing.
And Karen goes over here. Okay, care to explain what exactly just happened and why?
Honestly, at this point, I'd love to. Rihanna here killed Karen,
What?
and then Karen killed Rihanna, and then they killed each other. And then Morgana killed Rihanna, and then Silva killed Karen. Nice shot, by the way. And the two of them killed each other again. And this has been repeating for the last for the last 3 weeks.
So, I take it as you've been just hitting the rewind button repeatedly.
Yes, because apparently the two of you can't work together well.
Me?
I'm just sitting
I
here.
didn't, in all those explanations, I didn't hear myself do a single thing.
No, actually, you've been staying out with them for the most part. I meant the two of them. He points, like, accusatorily at the two of them.
Hey,
Rana is the epitome of the bro. I'm just sitting here.
Over here stroking my.
Ken, please don't make me kill you again. Please not right now. Silva, wake him up.
You are all very interesting compatriots.
I do. I released the hold person off of him, I guess.
The spell fades. Karen, you are gingerly held by a shield guardian.
Alright. We're going to try this with my least favorite activity together,
Just
other than
smack the hands off
charity.
me.
Rihanna? Karen, Rihanna.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that we have already met. You
Not
did not
really.
go that far.
Rihanna, as you may or may not, well, as you pretty much already know at this point, Karen here is a cleric of a god.
Very well.
Karen,
What?
Rihanna. Right hand of, sun, new priest, goddess thing. Archon.
Yes, I am also a cleric. Was I not meant to recognize someone with a similar skill set?
Huh?
I have concealed nothing from any of you. There
You're
are
a
things
cleric.
you have not answered. Yes.
Of?
Cut out there.
Yeah, get out of it.
The Dawn Archon?
Yes.
Of what else would I be a cleric?
No, we
Always
pretty
been
much.
off. Oh God.
No, that was pretty much obvious the moment we met you.
Exactly.
You are, however, a hunter of clerics.
If it is necessary. If I have been commanded. This is not my commandment.
Well, it kind of is, considering we're trying to destroy all of your reality.
My reality has existed for an eternity, and it will persist even after you are gone.
Your
Whatever
reality.
you are doing will restore yours. It will not destroy this.
Yeah, not how that worked the first time.
And yet you say this is the 12th, and we are still here.
Okay, do you know how to make a scarf?
In general, or in a specific manner?
In general, do you know how weaving
Yes,
works?
I know how weaving works.
Okay, now if you were to take a scarf at like the halfway point and unweave it past that point, alright? And then weave it back together, part of the scarf would still be there, yes?
Part of it would still be there, yes.
The strings of the scarf are still there, yes?
Yes.
But it's in a different form now, yes?
Well, of course it is.
The old form isn't there anymore.
Not in its entirety, but pieces of it are still intact. Certain things have been changed, but the scarf is still the scarf.
Yes, we're looking to unmake everything up to a certain point here.
Why?
Because we're from the because we're from the old scarf. Well, he kind of looks at everybody else. They're kind of from the old scarf. I'm from a different scarf entirely.
He's from a he's from a bolo tie.
They're more like a noose, but anyway.
I was gonna say a garrote wire, but
Safe to say, it was a brutal piece of fashion.
We have been collecting things here to undo this segment of reality and remake it to how it was originally gone before the theft of the... What were we calling it?
Anchor, tether.
Before the time tether was stolen. Because originally that wasn't supposed to happen.
But it has, and this has caused problems in your reality.
It caused problems for us because our reality is not there anymore.
it sent us to this reality.
If it sent you here, I have to believe that we have always existed, just as you have always existed. You can restore one scarf and leave the other one as well.
Not really, no. And he just kind of points at Morgana.
Morgana waves.
She looked
Yeah.
fleshy. She looked fleshy to you.
Of course she does.
Well,
Not really supposed to be.
yes.
I jammed her with a flesh. What's the item
right.
called?
Oh, that's right.
I I installed a flesh electrite into her to keep her alive right now. For now.
Morgana is Mrs. Meaty.
Everyone here is slowly being erased into the version of them that exists in this realm, this timeline. She's supposed to be a tiefling, he points at Andariel.
I am a tiefling?
I thought she got untieflinged when we got here.
No.
No.
If you'd like to give
She's
me
still
an,
she's
I
still
was
a
about to say, I was like, isn't she
tiefling.
still
She's still a tiefling. There's just a
Incredibly funny.
non-tiefling around
He
here.
slept a butterfly when he was resetting on the 7th go around.
give,
I'll roll that investigation.
yes, please do. At advantage because you're checking yourself.
26.
Your horns are about 2/3 of the size they were.
What the fuck?
Her balance is off. She falls forward.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where in your art they sort of reach towards the back of your head and form the sort of crown shape. Now they kind of end about a little bit in front of your ears.
When did this start?
It has
Looking
been
dead
a,
at
Wow,
Zankiri.
you're turning human.
Looking dead at Zankiri because he obviously noticed and I didn't.
it has been a slow progression. As you all look around and survey yourselves, you do notice slight changes to yourselves as you're here, minus Zankiri, given the fact that, well, it's not his body. In addition to the flesh electrite, you notice that Morgana is. The thing that really gives away is that she has actual pigments of color in her hair, which you don't think a flesh electrite would give her a dye job. Upon very, very close inspection, there's some deep brown roots starting to poke up. Silver, you feel a slight stinging in your side that you had previously just kind of taken as like a stitch. Upon further inspection, you see that there is a slight deformity growing, almost like a tumorous mass, over your skin.
Jesus.
Say,
It
what?
seems very similar to a burn scar. There is not enough of it having appeared to get much more than that.
Oh, great. I got flamethrowered.
And then Karen, you see there are some streaks of white hair in his beard, despite his youthful lichen body, keeping him younger.
So if all of this is the case, what does any of this mean?
For starters, it means we need the soul that you've been given. It's the key to undoing what happened.
And all of this led to being attacked. How?
Anna, you know that growing up here, you know that your people are diametrically opposed to the Archons. You know the long war between, or excuse me, your people and the Archons are diametrically opposed to the Divine and their followers. And there has been a similar to the blood war between the devils and the demons. You are natural enemies, and you are wise enough to extrapolate that you are seen as a threat to Karen because of your people's opposing views.
Then why let me travel this far with you?
Because we needed the soul and we didn't feel like starting a fight in the Archon's chambers.
That and you're the alternate version's wife of our party member. It kind of feels wrong to do that. To
Katir,
I went and I grabbed the photo that I printed out for her, and
She looks like the Haw Cat right now.
You're gonna put this noodle
yeah,
down.
and I throw it right, and I grab it out of her pack, hand it to her, show her Katira.
At this point,
And
I'm
her.
too stuck to do anything except look at it.
Give me an investigation or insight check, Rihanna.
The woman was too stunned to speak. I'll do insight.
Quick. Follow
19.
19.
No, 19.
At first, you don't recognize the woman. Upon closer look, you kind of cross your eyes for a moment to break your first assessment of it. You see the face of your wife, Adarin, as a Shadar Kai. There is a part of you that is innately sickened, as you know of her current fate here. You've seen Astray in the City of Shadows on the visits you've taken to visit Dilneater. But you don't detect any kind. You, reading the room, don't believe that anything you've heard is a lie. You feel confident that what they're saying, they truly believe.
I don't know what to make of this.
look, in the original timeline, Katira, or, well, that's what she introduced herself to us as, Adarin.
Adarin. And I look over at Adarin. My Adarin.
Who is quietly cooing in Morgana's lap.
She survived the attack. She wasn't turned into an Astray.
What?
Rihanna, you also realize you are not in this picture he handed you.
But if things are different, then I did not survive.
No, you didn't. And Zunkir will kind of. Does he have the right spell prep? Yeah, he does. He'll minor up a illusion of a image, like a picture of a stray Rihanna.
Astray.
Thank you. It is shockingly similar to how the Katira stray looks.
Yeah, Adarin, yeah.
And the
Well-
Katira fit better with the merge word.
Some things never change, I suppose. Strange.
Yes, well, considering how much of a friend and ally she has been to us, murking you outright seemed a little, Dario, what's the word you always call me?
Weird. I mean, you're gonna have to narrow it down. I call you quite a few different words.
Yeah, just pick any one of them.
Freaky.
Freaky. Would have been a bit freaky to have killed you.
Agreed.
Especially considering, Adarin's current state.
That likely would have been very bad for her, yes.
Yeah. So, after speaking about it a little bit, we thought perhaps we could extend an olive branch. One which, when we rewrite things, we cut you out of the scarf. I'm really liking the scarf metaphor. Maybe I should get a scarf. Anyway, cut you out of the scarf and try to weave you back into it where Adaran is the one who survived. Give you two a chance for some closure.
But if what you say is happening to all of you here, if I were to return with you, then I would be subsumed into what I am there.
There's a high likelihood, yes. I will say that our introduction into this timeline was sudden and unprepared for. But with a little bit of planning, we were hoping, well, a little bit of planning and a little bit of cooperation. And he pulls out the time shears. Oh, this really fits well with the metaphor of the scarf. Anyway.
We're on a roll, Zankiri.
Well, to be honest, I've had like 7 or 8 tries at this conversation.
But
Go ahead.
your Katira, she's told you about me.
Yes.
Technically, we fought you.
No, nope. Correction. You have not.
Yeah.
You've only heard Katira's recollections of images of a stray Rayanna that she's seen. You all have not run into a stray Rayanna.
Oh, we haven't?
No. I just want to clarify.
I thought that was the one that's been haunting her.
No, that is an
The
archdevil.
mystic.
Uh,
The mystic thought.
I just wanted to jump in and clarify that real quick.
okay.
Jumping back out.
What has she said?
Would you like to see it? Perhaps we should let her speak for herself.
Yes, I would.
And Zonkiri will walk over and kind of put a finger to his temple and start pulling out this long black strand of. Actually, you know what? No, I actually have a video for this.
Is it just a clip of Dumbledore taking his wand and...
It's slightly different.
I know you're saying Doctor Strange in it, but my brain keeps reading it as Strangen.
Actually...
why am I
This
thinking of the Harry
keyboard
Potter
on
scene?
this laptop is
Getting
awkward.
that stuff
Rough.
in memory.
That's because that's what originally I was going for, but
Yeah.
I have a better image because I actually saw this the other day.
Oh, yay.
Excited to see what nightmare he... Oh my...
Excuse me?
You just...
Yeah, I'm not
excavating-
hitting play on that.
Yeah. Oh
So-
my god.
Zonkiri just kind of reaches into his mouth and starts pulling out this long
Oh.
strand.
I have only
Is that an
myself to
intestinal
blame.
parasite?
Yeah, it's a roundworm.
I have only myself to blame for watching that. I should have known better.
Nice.
Not a tapeworm. Tapeworms are segmented. It would have broken apart if you tried to do that. That was a roundworm. Anyway, cook your food, people.
Who said delicious?
Gas station.
So Zonkiri pulls this long black strand out of his throat and kind of hands it over to Rana as he casts Modify Memory on her to feed her the memory strand of Katira describing Rihanna to us.
Unnerving. That may have been the word you were looking for. Very unnerving.
Rihanna,
She takes it and she doesn't eat it. She wouldn't eat it. It would be, that would be too far. She'd be like, no,
to be
no, I
fair,
can't do that.
he has it wrapped around his arm, and he's just like reading it on a very weird book. He casts Modify Memory to put the information in it in your head directly.
Oh, thank God I don't have to eat the worm. I was like, I want Raina to get the memory, but Raina would not eat the worm.
Well, fun fact: the spell incapacitates and makes you unable to observe your surroundings. So as soon as that happens, he just sticks the worm into her forehead and downloads it.
You will eat the poop and you will lick it.
He thought the tadpoles from Baldur's Gate were
Just send it straight up her nose.
Gross. Reverse mummification style.
Like in that movie with
crawls
the
in between the grooves of her brain.
No!
That was a reaction.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
Swiggles around.
Is there anything specific? Is it just like a general physical description that you're trying to
It's
have her
all
remember, or
it's all the stuff you and I talked about in DMs.
all the stuff we talked about? So also the stuff where Katira specifically mentions that Rihanna's still alive in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the important bit that she needs to hear. So when she gets that, she's gonna be stunned for probably a good 10-15 seconds, just processing all of that. She said that I'm still alive. What did she mean?
So Kiri just slowly raises a finger and points at Adarin.
What does that mean?
You were turned into an astray. The same kind of astray, by the looks of it.
And very specifically, what Katira knows is that there is a small part of the original Rihanna who is still fighting and trying not to lose herself. And at that revelation, Rihanna, you can't help but look at your Adarin and wonder if the same thing is occurring.
Weren't we also told that if she did get turned back, it would obliterate her entire sense of self?
Using the Morgana serum, yes.
A lot of me.
Jesus.
Bless you.
Thank you. But then that means that my Adarin I can't leave her.
What?
I can't leave her. Not if she's still there. If it's true in your world, it could be true in mine. I can't just leave her.
Did I not just get to... Fine.
13th time's the charm.
What exactly are you wanting?
All we were doing was making an offer for the sake of our friend. If you don't want it, well, it's up to you. Be obliterated along with this one, if you wish.
I believe that what you're saying is true. I believe that what you've shown me is true. And if it is, then for my own sake, I can't go. If the other version of myself has been fighting all this time, I can't take this chance from her.
Then will you at least work with us to give her that chance again?
You've given me more than I had anticipated entering into this bargain. I will do what I can.
Alright, well, for starters, I'm going to need you to hand over that soul and not kill Karen again.
I never had any plans to kill anyone here.
Maybe, but on runs 4, 3, and 4, 6, I'm losing count. Which is weird because he has an eidetic memory. Oh god, how would that work?
Painfully.
Right
Painfully.
That a black blood has been constantly leaking out of his nose this whole
God,
time.
I can't forget the failures.
The processing power.
They're all considered at the same time. They're just meshing in my head. It's terrible.
Clear the cache! Clear the cache!
That's the real reason he doesn't want number 13. He's starting to get a migraine.
Yes, well, for starters, I'm going to need you to hand over that soul. Last time you tried teleporting away with it.
Was this before or after I was attacked?
After. Well,
That
before and after.
That would be why. I can't imagine you all would take kindly to being attacked in a similar manner.
No, not at all. I would have slaughtered you.
Exactly. But, being that I am severely outnumbered and do not know all of your capabilities as well as you know each other's, I can imagine it would have seemed more prudent to escape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hand it over.
I'll hand it over.
As she hands over this tiny soul encased in crystal, Zankiri feels warm in your hands. Give me an Arcana check as you hold it. As I said when it was
save not to eat it.
Huh?
Oh.
Yeah, joke. But a nice, warm, tasty soul in his hand after all this headache. Little snack.
30.
When the Dawn Archon had made it, I had remarked that it seemed very similar to Electrite.
I do recall that.
As you focus on this one, you feel that this is this is Electrite. You're not sure what that implies for the ones you all use, if they're all soul-powered or otherwise. You have a tiny shard, and its aspect is hope if slotted into something.
I mean, that's not too different from what Zonkir would be used to. He's used to when people die, their souls leave, there are like fragments left behind, and negative fragments are what turn into like evil undead spirits.
Yeah.
So like the idea that positive ones or positive pieces might be left behind and being crystallized isn't actually that far of a stretch for him, I think.
Yeah.
Well, that explains a little bit. And Zonkiri, he immediately takes it's a jar, right, or a crystal.
It's just a little gumball-sized crystal.
Zonkiri sticks it right up to his face, almost pressing it right up against his eye, looking inside, and smiles and just goes, "Hello again, remember me?"
The faint feeling of terror emanates from it.
I'm just gonna look over it at Dario and say, yes, unsettling is the correct word.
Aw, he does. Right. Anyway, just tucks that into his pocket.
No more time.
I'm also assuming that now that you've successfully diffused the murder scenario, you go and pull that time source out of the device.
In a minute.
Okay.
Still got some conversations to go. He's not pulling that out until everyone's on the same page.
Gotcha.
Doesn't want to. I'd have to do this 14th time.
No!
Levels, 5th level.
We still haven't done the 13th.
This is the
This is
13th.
the 13th.
So far. It's your worst day so far.
Right. Karen, how you feeling, bud?
Extremely disgruntled and violent. Also itchy. Scratched at some butcher wounds on his left arm.
That's probably the bullet in you.
No, it's not.
You going to be good for the time being?
Would you like me to take a look at it?
I'd like you to stay as far away from me as you can.
Then I will.
I'll be fine.
But I will leave the offer open.
Right. So, next point of business. Karen, what was it we needed?
We needed the trident of Connor.
Of Vitar.
We needed the trident of Vitar from the Archon's God Vault.
Right.
Anything else, there's free reign. I don't care. That's loot.
So, as you might imagine, Rayanna, while you might be ambivalent or inclined to the process we're about to do, don't think your boss and all of your boss's friends are going to be very delighted at the fact that we're bringing back the existence of the gods, stripping them of their power and whatnot.
Have to concur.
Right. So part of this is a last-ditch effort by the remaining gods of this timeline to provide some protection while we activate this mechanism and restore things. Going to need to not be hindered by the Archons while that happens. And in case it doesn't work, they want the trident.
Of course.
Right. So, Floridarin, are you willing to help us break into the Archon's vault and get the trident?
That is a line that I cannot cross. But I can turn a blind eye. And I can do what is in my power to prevent you from being disturbed. But apart from that, it is beyond my assistance. Regretfully.
Disappointing, but take what we can get at this point.
Would you expect much else?
You'd be surprised at things I've seen people do for love. Well, usually the thing I see them do for love is die. Horribly.
Yes.
In agony.
I
Screaming.
would
We would like to avoid that one, yes.
we are to be obliterated at the end of this, as you say. I would prefer to give Adarin a peaceful end.
Right.
If I am discovered helping you, the consequences will be immeasurable for us both.
Understood. So, we're all in agreement then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone.
Yes, I
Mhm.
thought it was implied.
Need
thumbs up.
vocal confirmation. We know how this party goes.
It's like,
Karen holding an actual acting anvil. Fine. Playing.
so Zonkiri has the mind controlled guy go, yes!
Oh yeah, you did dominate the time archon, dude.
Yeah.
I forgot. I just had him on.
Yeah,
flash.
I'm going to be blaming all of this on him if things go wrong.
Oh, poor Zevatash Zalier.
He's going through it.
He about
What do
to.
you get for having a dork name?
All right. Well, with that settled, we've got about a day until we can get out of here. In the meantime, we should work on getting this thing mobile so we can get it back to the Asmodean.
That is your ship, then.
Yes.
Yes, our craft that is in the middle of the void right now.
Well, it was where the time scars were, but kind of prevented those time scars from forming in the first place.
You are strange people.
You are not the first person to say that.
She almost said the group name.
I
They're
mean,
called the
I did
Weirdos.
call this group the Weirdos for a reason.
Yes. Then, not to offend anyone else, particularly Sankiri, but you would then appear to be the wisest member of the group. An astute observation, and accurate from an outsider's perspective.
The most observant of the weirdos.
Well, actually,
I'm allowed to say it.
I mean-
Katera was the most observant by default.
That
By default,
She
and
she
now
had the
seeing
skill
the
and
two of us
everything.
in
I think the thing is I'm probably the most normal of the weirdos.
oh no,
Though I am weird. Though I do have some weird tendencies. By the way, can I look at your
Actually,
I
no,
wanna-
I'd argue the fact that you have the weirdest tendency among all of us.
which
Be
is
around us continually.
be
Yeah,
around
You
you
hang,
guys?
yeah, you hang out with us willingly.
Yeah.
The rest of us belong here. You don't. You choose to be here. You're definitely weirders.
Like the rest of us are just this way by nature. You choose to be part of this.
Are we just saying Tristan is Spider's George? He's an outlier and should not have been counted.
Perhaps. It is funny that like you're all weird enough. You're like, I mean, chances of us finding other weirdos to travel with is slim. But so if you're just like, a party's a party.
You know what they say: birds of a feather.
Phew.
Besides, I have to keep an eye on the person that could literally rewrite time
It was an
because
accident. It
of,
looked at me
because
funny.
of it's an eye. It looks at anyone.
That is the function of eyes biologically.
Sunky, you're just gonna look at the two of them and just minor image a image of the eye monster.
Yep. Surprisingly petite, Rana. For what you understand it to be, you figured it'd be more grandiose.
Is it
Yep.
really that small?
Well,
Technically, we took it from its baby form.
yeah.
Well then,
How you use the time thing that matters.
I
Okay.
suppose.
Like I said, the rewriting of time and all of reality was unintentional.
A small and unintended consequence, clearly.
It
Yep.
looked at me menacingly.
Right, as we have established.
Anyway, Silver, give me a hand over here.
As you
Fine,
all...
I'll- Sorry.
No, you're good. I wasn't going to call for a check. As you all
I
went...
was going to go ask. I was going to go say fine, but after I help you with this, I want to go look at the collar a bit on Andariel, or not Andariel,
Adara,
Adarin.
I got you.
Dario sweats as she thinks her invisible collar is being revealed.
I forgot about that! No,
I don't
my
even.
key!
Yeah.
Preparing her own
So-
light. I can't let this get out.
I'll never escape
So
the
yeah,
allegation.
I'll see. I'll help with the rune thing.
You all dig into the mechanisms and you pull out. It looks like a Klein bottle, and there is this ever-flowing liquid inside of it that you ascertain is just like irradiated by destroyed timelines and used as a battery.
Hmm.
No matter how you try, though, the fluid doesn't come out. You decide not to question the physics of weird time magic and stow it in your pack for later use.
All right. Should be good.
There are definitely things that you don't question, and the physics of weird time magic are up there.
Yeah. I think so.
All right. Peace acquired.
Alright. You all were to recall to the Asmodean.
Is there any other
I-
assistance I can give you within the scope of my abilities?
Silver.
Huh?
How's your chicken pants?
I was going to ask about the collar on Adarin. I want
By all means.
this collar doesn't exist in our timeline to help with a stray. If I could probably try and copy it, it could probably help our friend
So you
get her
see
astray.
a form sculpted stone collar with a series of enchanted jewels. You feel like if you pried one of these jewels off, most of the enchantment would remain. They seem to be additive. It's possible for Rhiannon to go and just have them make another gem. But if you took one with you, you could bring it in front of... Not only could you continue to study it, but you could hand it to somebody and be like, hey, make more of these. Or,
Hey, Stone Mommy, Cast duplicate.
Yeah, this is the Stone Archon is the Moonwatch leader. Hint, hint.
Right.
Or you can attempt to make it on your own. As you know, that this one, the version that she has, doesn't exactly cure them, it just kind of pacifies them. So there's still work that can be done to improve it.
It's a dampener we would want to siphon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could
Yeah.
It's an
Take this-
X-Men 97 collar.
you could take this as a jumping off point for your next project.
Yep.
By all means.
It's okay to take one of these.
Yes. It will be a bit stressful for her, but as I should be returning home with her soon, I should be able to stave off the worst of it.
Okay, I grab one of them.
It resists being pulled from the collar for a second, and as you pull, there's a slight arc of energy between it.
Stroking her feathers gently.
Her hackles do kind of come up as he takes it off. And like a dog hearing fireworks, she's just kind of a little riled all of a sudden. Not aggressive, just spooked. And very quickly, like, slams her head, nuzzling into Urana. And there's an odd sensation you don't know how to put into words. As you're feeling these memories that Zonkeri shared with you, you're having some sort of sensation you can't quite put words to. But it feels familiar somehow.
Feels like heartburn.
And you're just kind of puzzling over it. And you actually, since you shared everything about Katira, you think back to the little crystal that Katira had with her emotions. You know you don't possess anything like that, but it certainly gives you a something to be curious about going forward.
Well,
As you saw memories of Adarn regaining her memories after her service and seeming to prosper, and you're suddenly aware of your absence of them and call into question whether or not it's for your own good or not.
well, if I exist after this, after you have all succeeded, as I have no doubt you will, you've given me much to ponder. Thank you.
Who knows? Maybe if you do keep existing, I'll pop back over here, see how you're doing.
I think I would like that.
Yeah. Who knows? There'll probably be a nick that will make the thing split. Your and our timeline will just live side by side.
One can only hope.
But I need another time cannon!
And
Give me a relic.
when you get back home, when you see Katira, tell her that I'm waiting. Tell her to wait for me. I'm coming.
Let's see. Do I actually have a magic tinkering thing where I could make a voice message?
Yeah, I'd say it's reasonable to expect that an artificer could make a little, like, voice recording.
I think that by default, I think it's what their
Yeah,
second level feature lets them do that.
Yeah, and I don't have all the list of the magic tinkering, but I think there is something like that.
Yes,
that I get.
as somebody who loves playing artificers, you can record a voice message. It is usually very short.
Yeah.
The exact length
I-
of time is listed on there, I believe, but I will look it up as you're speaking.
So, yeah, I will make one of those little things, and I said if you want something to say to her,
May I?
I hand her a makeshift item
6
for
seconds.
voice recording.
You
6 seconds.
You have a 6-second message to get through all you want to say, Rihanna.
Okay. Hold on. Let me get a stopwatch. I'm gonna do this right. Right. So I'll kind of collect my thoughts before I press record, essentially. Tira, it's Brianna. I love you. That would have been it. That was 6 seconds.
You see the recording device finishes etching it on. And kind of close the capsule. Because I imagine it's something like a music box style, like there's a wind key,
Yeah.
and then it rolls back to play the recorded message. You hand it over to him.
Thank you. Truly.
I'm gonna.
I give her a light nod.
I do not know your Katira, but I feel confident in saying that she is better for knowing all of you. As am I.
So, you all recall to the Asmodean? Is there anything else you wanted to do while you were here at the Hierophant's Lair?
Liv wants
There's
to.
nothing extra in here, is there?
Karen, you blight and Daryl.
No.
Shit, I missed.
Connor, you saw my message, right?
Yes, it's filled with incinerate now.
Did I?
It is still full of traps and dangers. If you wanted to try and get any other, like... There realistically isn't anything else for you to take with you. It's more that if you wanted to leave something, since this place would be the same when you all get back to where you're from. It's a,
These crystals can stop people in time, right? Or are they these ones that are here?
They are, give me an
Do they-
Arcana check.
Yeah. I know they were they were part of a system for putting those three creatures in stasis.
Yes.
Guess it disintegrated
28.
afterward.
Yes, so you know that they functioned with the time encoder. These seem to be... Firstly, you recognize that removing any of them sets off a safety mechanism and triggers the other three to detonate. But they're all electrite. They're all four identical, seemingly made from the same batch and mixed together to be having the same effect. It is let me pull up my size chart. This is the friendly reminder that Connor has not got his notes bookmark set up. So I am having to jump back. This would be each of them would be a large size electrite, i.e. similar to your electrite nuke. Each set to stasis. Specifically here in its mechanism, set for time stasis. Holding them in place, and then when you disrupted it, everything that was holding in place rapidly aged up to dust. It would be very difficult to remove one of these without detonating the other three.
But theoretically, this place is like out of time, right?
Yes.
So, like, for example, if Rihanna stayed here while we did all that stuff, when we got back to the new place, she'd still be in this temple, right?
Yeah.
Presumably.
There are actively people from other errant timelines wandering these halls, trapped forever. It is designed as a labyrinth to make it difficult for people to find their way out and difficult to find your way in. It is one of the. It is basically what the Hierophant did to the people who were indebted to him across timelines, as they became eternally bound servants of these halls. So while yes, she would be here, she would essentially have to live in hell forever.
We couldn't come back?
You could, but then she would, when she steps back into your timeline, she'd start undergoing what you all are going through.
Yeah, I'm not talking about her specifically. I'm like, if we left something here, we could come back and
Yeah,
take it.
yeah. It's just very difficult to get back in here.
Yeah. So how difficult would you say?
When I say what?
I mean, if I do my thing with my thieves tools, I get like a plus 20 to try and disarm.
It is a DC 30 to remove one without setting off the failsafe.
Do you have
Mhm.
expertise? Do you have expertise in these tools?
I use I believe, yeah, I do if I remember correctly. Well, I get thieves, yeah, because of my
Artificer feature. Whatever
artificer
tools you
feat.
use, you get expertise with.
Okay.
And it's a +1 tool with me having thieves gloves. So if I roll a 10 with this, I can grab a electrite. Actually, I could do it with a 6. If I roll a 6, I could grab one of these because of Flash of Genius.
Yeah.
The explosion would destroy the other ones, yeah?
Oh, yeah. And most of the room. And probably anybody close to them. As a reminder, these are the size of the living electrite nuke you dug up from the research lab with where Morgana was born. And all
And
3 are
rolling
set
it-
off once you remove one.
I thought it was like the roll of 30 to make sure that the others
Yeah,
won't
if you
go off.
fail, it will set them off.
Okay.
Getting one out successfully is the trick. Getting a second one is impossible.
Okay. So I'll ask you guys. So you guys think we can use one of these?
Most certainly. What kind of electrite are they?
I'm sure we could, but is it safe to take out?
From what my arcane say, they are stasis type, time-based.
They're specifically like their one-word descriptor is stasis. In the mechanism they're set in, they were what held those creatures paralyzed in time, and then when you switched off the system, they rapidly aged to dust.
We could also use this as a power source for for whatever time shenanigans we are going to do.
Chaos control.
I think we could take one.
Someone give me guidance. I want all the best chance for this. Actually, I
which one are you
give
taking out, by the way?
myself guidance.
Never mind.
Hold on. Hold on. There you go.
Advantage. Okay.
I mean, I believe I already have advantage because of my gloves.
No. Or
No,
I thought that just
my
gives you a bonus.
gloves. This
Gloves with thievery, I thought
the
gave you a
gloves
bonus.
gives like a +5, I think.
Yeah, +5.
Greatest defense, triple magic alliance.
Okay, that was the why it hit 20. So
So you've got guidance and enhanced
Guidance.
ability. Which one are you attempting to pull out? Noon, midnight, dusk, or dawn?
2 new beginnings going to dawn.
Give me those thieves tools. Give me that sleight of hand check. The thieves tools.
I'll do Thieves' Tools. Boo boo boo. $35.
Oh right, you have advantage. I stopped for a second, staring at the 23. I was like, oh.
I mean, let's just see what I would have rolled with the 1d4 added. 3, that's 7.
That's 8.
I mean,
38
3,
or
that's
26.
26. That would have been 30 flat. If I use Flash of Genius with that.
All right, well you had it on. You had it locked down then.
So-
The first problem you run into is, as you recall, when you touch a piece of electrite, you feel its effect, as evidenced by the tooth electrite shenanigans with Karen's tusks. The difficulty of removing an electrite whose primary motif is stasis. So when you touch it, you kind of freeze up. So you have to think for a moment on how you're gonna go at this without touching it. And you end up having to take a series of like wooden slats and pieces of pottery from around the room and wedge it. And you all watch this incredibly intricate MacGyver removal of this stone.
It's a Rube Goldberg machine.
Yeah. He can't
That's
touch.
what I said while I was muted.
Silver, you are ready to hit the last piece of pottery shard to flip it into your lap when you all are about to teleport out.
Yep.
Is that now? Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
You flip the stone, grab it, zoop, and Word of Recall hits. You all make your way to the Asmodean with your stasis crystal in hand. You all see Silver as you all teleport, just frozen in place, holding the stone. Where's the Asmodean map? Oh, good. It undid all my folders. That's fun.
Oh no.
Turn the beta feature back on.
I'm refreshing!
Yeah, the folders are a beta feature thing.
There it is. Awesome. Thank you.
Well,
You all make your way back to the Asmodean. Who would like to help take the stasis stone off of Silver so he can be a person again?
okay, so basically anyone touching this thing freezes in time, right?
Yeah, so you can kind of like pass it
Yeah,
down the
I would-
line and like conga
I
line
mean,
it
I
just
was
sitting somewhere.
thinking-
How
Could
much
you
does it
mage hand
weigh?
it?
Yeah.
It is.
6 pounds.
Sorry, when I refreshed, I jumped to the. Hang on. How do I?
Also, congratulations, guys. We now have Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Yeah!
Hey.
As I was scrolling back down after turning on the beta features, I got caught looking at this that Liv posted last session.
Tee.
My balls.
My ball.
My ball. My ball.
The way I probably would have done it was using my power suit as to separate me from it.
As you're holding in your power suit, it locks up. As you run
Yeah.
into the problem that this thing is powerful enough that any spells you push on it, they just freeze up. You eventually get it sitting somewhere where it's not quite strong enough to stop your whole ship. Actually, you will likely end up ending up having to drop this into a bag of holding, where it's in a space where it doesn't touch anything.
A timepiece in a bit of space. Warp
I'm sure
space.
that won't be a problem.
That won't be a problem.
God help you if that thing ever rips open.
I was thinking of just shoving it into the cannon for the time being.
Keeps lighting the fuse. Why isn't it firing?
Put it in Darrow's cubicle right before we leave.
I think you all do have to go into the ring to meet the limit, right? For all your people.
How many is it, Karen?
It is like me and up to up to 5 people. Or 5 like creatures. Right.
So we have what, 8 with us?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I
6.
thought 7. No,
Well, we've got
Wait.
3 we've got 3 extra people, right?
3 extra. I wasn't counting the slave and
You implying Zonkiri has a slave? Bold
Different
words.
timelines.
The ultimate outsider.
a mind-controlled servant.
Yeah.
Indentured thrall.
I mean,
Hold on.
All right, Alistair, calm down.
we're holding.
Well,
Well, hey.
gonna make you
It
take
gets
this.
time I remind everybody why I am here.
Gonna make you take this 12-inch. Yeah.
No.
Okay, yeah. He's not a slave. He's a servant lacking any voluntary involvement.
Oh my god.
So
Well,
go on.
okay, so everyone is on the ships, though.
Well, no, because Andariel doesn't want to go into the ring, because Jasa might notice. So how are we gonna jury rig 3 creatures back with this? Well, I mean,
How long can
actually,
you all hold your breath?
I was gonna say, actually, no, we've got 1, 2, 3. We got 4 extra creatures with us because Adarin. Rihanna can take herself, Adarin, the Shield
no.
Guardian, and
She doesn't have the word recall set to your ship.
well,
Yeah,
not.
I'd take it to my house.
Yeah, I'm saying take it back to her house, and then tomorrow when we go to the plane of,
I mean, you guys do know how to get to my house, so.
like, just go pick them up there.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, I see.
I think-
All right,
We're
we'll pound
splitting.
into the Taurus.
Sadly, we can't. Wanted to introduce to our ship, but I guess not.
I was looking forward to it.
No ship for you.
Listen, Dario wants to risk the ring.
No, I do not.
Yeah.
So, you all split up. Most of you,
Split up, gang. Search for
Bye,
clues.
buddy. Hope you find your dad.
most of you make it back to the Asmodean. The rest are on Mount Celestia with Rayanna for the night.
Chilling.
Those of
Okay,
you
so where are we putting this tech knick-knack? Time knick-knack?
All right.
Yeah, we can put it in here. Don't care a whole lot of bag holding.
All right, Liv. Just like we discussed.
Ah.
It's the heel turn. Call over.
now you both teleport to a black hole as a lemur grabs you by the throat.
We're in.
I knew my lemur senses were tingling.
Now let's see if we can't get this ship moving.
Turn the ship around.
Alright?
What?
We'll turn this ship around.
I mean, we have to get this ship moving to go take it back with us.
88
don't we?
miles an hour.
Oh. It's right where we need it to be. Where all the time scars were. Am I? Correct me if I'm wrong, right?
No, you're right.
You're right.
Right. I was thinking of something else, that we were going to be going back to the... Never mind.
No, basically we come here, we activate the device, we reopen the time scars, jump back through, fix things, and
Like Treasure Planet.
We go in with a rolled up newspaper, find the other Zankiri, smack them on the
Even if we
non-existent
go
nose.
back in time, those time rifts aren't going to be there because they're not created. I thought we were going back in time, going to the spot where the god is, and we're going to release the god.
something like that.
So, so we could create those time rifts.
Yes.
That
Really
means
walk
we
the
have
stones.
to take the
Just try the
ship
stones.
with us to the certain point, or it's just going to be lost in the...
It's at the point it needs to be at. It's already there.
Correct.
The place you're talking about was destroyed by the time rifts when they formed. Like there was a planet there, bad things happened, planet went kaboom, and then the time in the area got screwy and turned to the time rifts. We took the kablooey out.
You just need to be in the same general time zone.
Yeah.
Silver, just not like the exact
Yeah.
like ritual site.
In other words, it's time for a long rest.
L plus ratio minus kablooey.
Thank God, I got my 7th level slot back. Now I can do anything with it. Anything at all. Even upcast.
Zonkiri in the night, you go ahead and start folding together start remaking this sort of busted amulet that you got from the Feywild into your focus. You want to give me an Arcana check to make the focus for your spell? Go ahead and get it all set up.
Sure.
Advantage.
Thank you. Thank you very much. 28.
Is that with guidance?
No, it's with skill enhancement.
You finish
Or
it.
my bad. Skill empowerment.
Oh.
Skill and gorge.
You recreate your amulet using scrap pieces of the infernal iron that makes up your ship. Re-etching the runes. You take your time throughout the night to alter the Feywild specific ones to function for what you want. You extrapolate what your actual ritual needs to be. And you hand over the plans to Silver for what he needs to have etched on what parts of the ship to have the whole thing fly through the time rift. You spent the night with your 28 figuring out how to make the Asmodean a time machine.
88 miles an hour.
And you are holding your little GPS coin. And at the helm, there you have added on a receptacle where you can put this in, speak the command word that you set, and it will begin the ritual to propel you through time to the point you want. You have all the means to start the ritual. Now it's just time to secure so you don't get ripped apart while you're doing it, as it's going to take an hour for it to fully warm up and activate. And you know that by the nature of this, all the other Archons are going to feel time ripple as you start to poke at it. So, morning comes. You all get your long rest, and you're ready to return to Rayenna's house.
Please to my house. Entry, please.
As you all take the tuning fork and the plane shift, you arrive there and see all of your underlings waiting for you.
All right. Everyone ready to do a heist?
Blocking your ears.
I will do what I can to assist you in avoiding detection.
All righty. Don't suppose you could tell us where the vault is?
If I know where it is, I'll tell him.
Yeah, in that big chapel building where you all had met with the Archon, it's in the lower levels.
Yeah, I'll tell y'all that's where it is.
She'll give you the specific floor for. This is a very large vault.
Go down to the basement. Go.
Essentially,
100 meters.
she tells you it's B7. She doesn't know the exact location of exactly what you're looking for. She could go look for that, but Rayenna said she's not able to help.
I gotta have plausible deniability, fam.
So she tells
I don't
you
wanna get-
it should be on this floor. She doesn't tell you the exact room or the combination to get in. But you have a place to get. You do know that it will be like heavily restricted from regular residents, so it will be stealthing it. And there are repurposed Celestials that function as essentially Walmart brand inevitables, just walking around watching.
Great value inevitables.
In that they just walk around and their job is to take anybody who's not there and send them to the brig. With their big old magic eye.
If we're going to do this stealthily, perhaps we should thin our numbers a bit.
Don't you know? We're still
I meant the giant the giant towering hunk of metal and death.
I assume it's now in the corner again, heading to Europe.
Oh, yeah.
No, the other one. He's talking about the shield guardian.
clang, clang.
I do like the image of Dunkirk grabbing the camera from the fourth wall and pushing it over.
Ow,
No.
ow, ow.
Dunkirk, what are you grabbing? Nothing.
No, that's the small one.
Sorry, Morgana. You've now been deemed small.
Morgana just
You know the Lord of the Rings
hooking her
blooper
fingers
where
together.
Sean Astin is saying that he wants a close-up, and then Ian McKellen is like, no, it's my shot.
Oh, you had a close up, and Mr. Frodo had a close up. I just wanted to get my own shot. No. Throws his ass over the desk.
But yeah, we can send the shield guardian and Times McGee over here back to the ship and
So
have
Markov,
them.
Your go ahead, mark off your word of recall and your plane shift. You take them and then ferry yourselves back.
Times McGee got me fucked up.
Yeah, dude, all I'll do is add an extra day for us.
Okay. You go camping at Rana's or
We're eating
You
all of
are
our good
welcome.
food.
Thank you. It is good food.
Yeah, so some portion of us will have to stay in the Dawn plane, so we might as well all. How small is Rana's apartment?
fairly small.
Yeah.
The Shield Guardian has its knees up against its chest, and it is larger than a refrigerator. So I mean, it's taking up a whole lot of fucking floor space.
It very much felt like when we were all crowded in Shane's room and it just got really warm.
Yeah.
It was a good time though.
For the first time in a while, there is no boys' room, girls' room.
Nope. There's just room.
As
There's only room.
and Daryl, you are subjected to the Karen snore at night.
Honestly, it's probably a good thing we're not separating it like that right now. Otherwise, this is going to cause a whole bunch of political stuff not allowed on YouTube.
Zana
Probably.
Kiri.
Alright, I'm gonna have to step away for a little bit. I gotta take my dog outside. She's been whining for the last few minutes.
You all want to
Bye,
take a little
Ty.
5-minute break?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Fine.
Because I could use a refill on my drink as well. That's why I'm like, oh. Right. See you on 5.
Yep.
Icky.
I found it.
We've got to go raid a vault.
Vault 60 is at 8? Is it 8? Was it, the number scratched up?
69.
Yes, Vault 68, come inside.
You just use my bed.
Did I say 68? I meant 6A.
No!
No.
My balls. Well, now we just gotta bring somebody in who can crack Cairn open like a soft little egg.
Daryl can do it with a knife.
Arata can do it with her fists.
Why, yes.
Emotionally.
Those two will do.
Emotionally.
Those two will be
Emotionally,
Oh, well,
emotionally,
hello.
Morgana can sit down next to him and pet him
Hello,
for like
Father.
an hour.
Welcome to what I'm doing. What are you doing? We're taking like a 5-minute break. From what?
Hi, Caleb's dad.
I don't. None of that. What are you doing? Yes. You.
You let me meet him in Raleigh.
I knew what you were doing.
He doesn't.
Never.
Really sounds
Wait,
just
play
like
the
his
game.
dad.
Cool, dude. Give me a chip.
Like the little verbal ticks. You can
Here,
really
here,
hear
Chip,
when he gets them.
Oh, you dick! You steal my chips all the time. Share. You took a bunch of that one. Thank you. Gotta hair off people's thumbs that are.
Did he steal Connor's chips at the taco place?
No, he did that at Shane's house. Yeah, I had him sat out there, and he pointed at him with the "You mind if I" pose, and I said, "Go ahead," while you were DMing. By the time I got back to the chips, all the fucking salsa was gone.
He did that there, but I thought he did it at the taco place too.
I gave
thought
him
you
one,
did it. You
just so he
gave
could
one,
taste them.
okay. He tried to, and you were like, "No, I'm eating these."
I gave him one so we could try them. And I'm not a monster.
Right.
But then I remember playing D&D, and be like, "Oh yeah, you can have some." And I go back to it, and I was like, "Man, I want to keep eating my chips." And then I go, and they're gone.
No salsa. He was stressed.
I only had myself to blame. I'll be real. I should have known better than to just say,
You
"Go
were the
ahead,
only
have
one-
some."
You and I
There
were
was
the
no
only
way
ones that knew what was coming, so you knew he was gonna be stressing. So worth it. So worth it.
You may have a small bite. Some bug-eyed bulldog.
Yeah.
Unhinged jaw.
Oh.
Did you eat all my chips? Hell no. What? Hell no. Hell no.
Okay.
The fucking
I'm just gonna be mad chilling during this heist, man.
yeah. There's
I'm already annoyed.
Oh no. Well, I mean, it kind of works out probably for the best, Connor, because I do have the Adele concert next Saturday. So
Yeah. Well, I mean,
You at least get paid for that one.
I think they're starting to. I know they're starting to this year, but I don't know when. It's also only one weekend, and we literally have 5 rehearsals. So much chiller, and I'm not even going to 3 of them
You
because
No,
2 of them
sense
were
of
today, and then there's
self-preservation.
another one tomorrow
No
night. and
monetary
I'm
value.
not gonna answer those. Christine was like, "Okay."
No, it's just Vic. I'm gonna go get me some water.
Why didn't you do that before?
Because I was being hand-fed chips. I got sliced into my gums. This part where I say sliced into my gums. Ugh!
I think it was sliced into his gums.
I'm gonna shove one up my nose.
Shane?
Sliced into
Are we about to raid a vault?
Yeah.
or just
Are you ready to run that vault? Are we killing?
I hate to break it to you. There's not gonna be a whole lot of killing.
I'm asking if the robot is going to need to be here.
No.
No. Okay. Because I'm home, and I kind of feel like a dick sitting up here playing D&D instead of spending time with my parents that I came here to visit.
Go visit.
I thought we were going to do very important stuff with the Karen collapsing emotionally, but instead we had Doctor Strange's Symphonium with Zonkiri, which was hilarious, don't get me wrong.
He was gonna
But
emotionally collapse.
I kinda
I'm
just
sad I didn't see it.
I kind of just sat here and witnessed the tomfoolery, and I've been waiting for a moment to declare that I'm stepping away for the rest of the evening, and I think now is a good time.
Go hang with your fam.
Yeah.
Yes, if you need Morgana to murder things, you can hand the reins of the psychotic robot girlfriend chainsaw lawnmower to Dario.
It is. Shane, are you okay? You sound like sick.
He's allergic to cats.
I am at home. There are lots of cats here.
Ah.
And I am allergic to
dying.
any number of cats, and there are 5. And I'm in the room that they like to sit in.
Oh
That's what the
no!
computer is.
Yeah.
They like to sit fucking everywhere, other than the room I'll be sleeping in.
Oh.
But
Oh, bro, you're gonna fucking die.
Really evaporating.
Brain rot out.
Yeah.
Sentence.
I've been struggling. I got the paper towels right next to me just in case I started fucking sneeze festing again. I don't know if you guys heard anything out of my mic, but like the first 10 minutes I was here, I did nothing but sneeze.
I heard a little
No, we
bit of
didn't
it.
hear it. I didn't hear it.
But I
think you
emptied
heard,
out my
like,
sinuses doing that.
bit, and then you like completely muted for the fest.
Anyway, have fun. I have no idea what's going to happen, but you guys can tell me if something important happens, like someone dies, or Karen goes to therapy. That'd be a good one.
Impossible.
Impossible.
I'll do more drugs.
It's like, no, I have my boof.
I'll do more boof.
I'm not addicted. It relaxes me, okay?
Marijuana.
Karen needs to see Fergus's therapist.
He does. Fergus's therapist worked wonders.
Blood
Broken
Archaea
down.
made a booth
Did he?
called the Crimson Fist.
Anyway, I'll see you guys later.
Shane. Are you trying to tell me that Aaron's been getting
Later,
fisted
Gator.
the whole time?
No,
Really? Because I think that's what you're trying to tell me.
I think you're putting a lot of messages where they don't need to be.
I think they need to be there.
Is there something about
I
Karen getting?
think Karen needs to get fisted.
I think that the group crime here is I can't do an 8th level play on you yet.
Nope. We're only
Liv,
level 13. Buddy.
Normally,
Yeah.
I'm down for your antics. Why the? You know what? No, I'm learning. I'm not going to ask questions because then you'll explain it for 10 minutes.
What
Carry
about
on.
the fisting?
Carry on.
Nope.
Because it's the Crimson Fist.
Connor, why did you say it?
Like, this is Pyro's fault.
What? Whatever.
Unadulterated outrage on that one.
The fist came from you, Caleb.
I was making a 40k reference, you cocksucker.
You know I don't know what that is.
That's what it was in for you. Whatever.
I thought you were
Please,
making a
please,
Crimson
please.
Chin reference because I almost said the nigga chin.
Here comes the Crimson Chin.
So is that new scarf still still options, Zikri?
The Narf. Oh, come on. The Narf was funny.
No.
Narf.
Denied.
Narf. Narf.
I'm sending you to Cats the Musical.
Meow.
CGI.
Meow.
What the fuck are we doing?
Go in crackhead mode.
Nothing
We're a
happened.
bunch of ADHD bastards. Why else? This
It's not
man
Monday,
over here
we're going to the
hanging out
hole.
with crackheads and surprised when they go crackhead mode.
I'm just gonna choose to blame Connor for this. Alright.
So what else do you think you guys are gonna find down there?
I don't know. I know it's not going to be super combat heavy.
Wait, that means. Oh, God damn it.
Puzzle.
Let me clarify the combat part. You
Oh,
can start
God.
combat. You shouldn't.
No.
Because there will be there is no exhausting the enemies in this fight.
Yeah.
We'll keep throwing more things at you till you will run away.
Which means. Puzzles.
You ready, Karen? As if he wasn't already wounded enough about hearing Karen getting fisted.
I can help with puzzles. I'm good at puzzles.
For you,
If I
Karen.
can help, I want you to do them for me. Don't want to do puzzles.
Puzzle.
I had an aneurysm on narrative telephone. I'm dead.
Oh, don't worry. This one, I'm just gonna make you do narrative telephone again. Silver, you here?
Sorry. I'm pacing. I was muted and pacing around, annoyed.
About?
Are you good?
Yeah.
What got you annoyed?
IRL stuff or bus?
Nah, the things that I was doing while we were trying to do this stuff now makes no sense now on what I
Welcome to
was
my
trying to do,
neighborhood.
trying to get the map, pinpoint where the ritual was likely going to, getting the stuff for the propulsion because we're stuck in the water. I don't know if we're going to reverse back time, be in the center of the planet, or are we going to be far away from the planet and need to go towards the planet, or are we in the atmosphere where who knows what would happen and our ship gets teleported between a building. That's why I'm kind of annoyed at how everyone is snuffing at me trying to fix the engines so we could get this ship moving.
So to clarify, the engine stuff, you all are. The ship doesn't really move at the moment. You have to switch it on and off between
That's why I got the soul bottle so I could get the engines moving.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at here. Is that you could technically move the ship right now, but it's not very fast. But you all are already in the location from when you all arrived here. You were dead in the water in the place you needed to do your ritual. I had said that when you all had arrived here, or it was. I know I had made mention that there was no change in space for you all. You were in the same position you were. Things around you just changed.
Yeah, but were the tears in the ritual room, or is the tears came from the entire planet exploding? And if we are in the center of all those tears, are we just going into a time spot where we're in the center of the planet's core?
No.
That's why I wanted to move the ship.
I'll go ahead and give you this freebie. Like, you are
That
just. Yeah.
that's why I'm kind of annoyed about it. What I've been trying to do.
Sorry for any miscommunication. I thought I was clear, but obviously not.
Clearly not.
Time travel orc be like. You could
So what are we having our ship go into the ritual room somehow, fitting inside a cave?
No, you've got your wires crossed. That was a separate thing altogether. You all are making your own spell, going back, slapping yourselves on the hand, making them not do the thing they did. Things go back to normal. The lore stuff from before was to give you some world lore knowledge. You all are not heading back to that individual cave. You are going to the point where you saw the guy, which was in his house, slapping him on the wrist, or slapping your past selves on the wrist to not break the world. That sets things right. Things progress as normal. Success.
So how I'm seeing it. We're just making another rift. We're making ourselves our own kind of rift for that same spot. Is
Kinda, yeah.
what I'm understanding now.
Yeah, you're not
We're not
recreating the
in-
ritual you
we're
saw
not-
before. You're just time
we're
traveling
not-
to stop yourselves.
We're creating just a tear. We're not actually time traveling.
No, you are time traveling. Your goal is to go back and stop yourselves from doing the actions you did that caused the problems. You're going back to when you all were looking at the rift, telling yourselves not to do it, and then it's fixed.
Overall, that does not make any sense.
Original timeline, green line. You guys started here, went back, caused the change, branch timeline. You guys are now here. You guys are going to there to stop this, so everything goes back to normal.
App's gonna take the stones back.
But how? That's crossing parallel worlds. That's not entirely time traveling. The problem is this part doesn't exist. We can't teleport back to this part. We would have to teleport back to this part.
Yep.
So we could.
That I'm actually with him on this one. That's what I thought we were doing too. I thought we were going back to this point.
Yeah. This point has a portal that you all had opened up the rifts to bi-directional. You all are going back to here, going back along that portal you used originally, and then continuing on as normal, having not changed this event, so the time flows normally.
I really had to restrain myself to not make my bye jokes.
All right, Caleb. Now you have to repeat it back to me for the plan to happen. Go.
No.
So far, are you ever gonna have a time archon in your settings? In seriousness, does that make sense to the other two of you?
I
No,
wasn't paying attention.
And I wasn't
it's
talking
safer.
to you, was I?
Neither of us were.
I
My brother.
wasn't
we
here
were-
for the initial event, so from it. I mean, it sort of makes sense, but there are also pieces that I am
Okay.
certain that I missed. So
We're cooked.
I said you two, talking to Fergus and Silver, because that's who we were having the conversation with.
you said
I
the other
appreciate. I am touched that you all wanted to pitch in and communicate, but I didn't try and.
Well, you normally get pretty mad at us when we don't. So
Bumbity bitty bitty.
Yeah, man, I get it. It's happening how I thought it was.
Cool.
Tristan, you good?
Not entirely. I'm just annoyed. It's not the time traveling that I was expecting. So whatever happens, happens.
For this puzzle. I'm looking forward to this puzzle.
I've
Let's
mailed
do
a
this
Rubik's
puzzle.
Cube to each of you. Turn on your cameras. I've removed
Oh,
the
no.
sticker from one face entirely on each cube.
But I'm a dog. I'm coming back.
I have also put letters on each sticker. You must
Didn't we
solve the cube,
colorblind?
place them
Didn't we
together.
colorblind cubes?
Help him. He deserves to be in a hole.
All the cubes are in braille. There is no color. Caleb has to solve his before any of your other boxes will open.
I'll see you never. Should go write lore for Orion. Let me better spend my time. Hang on.
This just in: a forest fire emerges in rural North Carolina. A local man attempts to solve a simple puzzle. First-hand reports say he just sat there, smoke poured out of his ears, and then a combustion, not hereunto unseen, occurred.
That poor hamster. Never stood a chance.
Never should have come here.
You struck the Skyrim line. You never should have come here.
Yeah.
You know,
Of course. What else am I gonna do?
then maybe we should do this next week.
Okay, we can do it next
Probably
week.
good. Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of want to give everybody a chance to collect themselves and for Shane to get back.
Brain
good.
EP.
We'll pick up as you all are entering into Mount Celestia and starting your heist next week. See y'all.